Hey everyone, it's me Bella from Bella's Baby Nursery, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing a topic that is really straightforward, but I think it needs to be discussed more because people don't really, they're just not really educated on this topic. So I think it's pretty important amongst the reborn community to fully understand what a reborn doll is, how they are made, and who makes them. So those are the three factors that I'm going to be touching on today. And to help me, I've got my April by Joanna K sculpt. I named her Posy. This is the first doll I've ever made, so she's like my first reborn. And yeah, I'm going to be discussing those three factors. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first factor. What are reborn baby dolls? Reborn baby dolls are handcrafted, handmade baby dolls that are meant to look as realistic as possible. And they are either painted with heat set paints, oils, like oil paints, but like they're different. I say oils, they're not really popular amongst the community when it comes to making these babies or painting them, but I've seen some brands come out with like oils. So yeah, oils and air dry paints. There's probably a few more, but those are the ones that I am most familiar with. I use air dry paints for my babies that I make. And yeah, and they're of the same value as like a painting, but they're just huggable and holdable. What else would I add on to that? They are expensive. They can range anywhere from $200 to the high thousands, depending on what, like, it's just automatically. Okay, so my camera has just been, like, it's just automatically stopped recording, which is not very fun, but whatever. As I was saying, reborns can cost anywhere from $200 to the high thousands, and that depends on what kind of doll you're getting. There are two types. There are vinyl babies, and there are also silicone babies. This is a vinyl baby. I only own vinyl babies in my collection as of right now, just because silicones are very expensive, and I don't know. I feel like I'd rather, and they're really delicate too, so I feel like I'd rather buy a vinyl baby and like be able to actually like mess around with it, if you know what I mean. So vinyl is like similar to plastic, but it's rather flexible, so it's not like really hard plastic, but it's just vinyl, and it's hollow, so you fill it up with a weighting material of your choice. You fill up the limbs with like either glass beads or poly pellets. I like to use poly pellets because I find that there are a lot less health hazards with poly pellets, so my customers don't have to be like weary of anything. So yeah. And the babies come in parts, so there's limbs, and then there's the head, and then you buy a cloth body separately. I'll show you a cloth body in a second, but that's once like we get to like how they are made, and like who they're made by. But basically, they are just painted on, like you get the vinyl and you just paint the vinyl. So it doesn't come painted already. You have to paint it yourself. It comes literally it comes untouched. I have the kit I would show you, but it's in the other room, so I don't want to get it. And it's like in a box. It's put away because you have to store them properly. You can't just like put them anywhere because it will stain the vinyl because they're meant to absorb ink and color. So yeah. And what else do I want to talk about? What were the three factors? What they are, how they are made, or who makes them, and like whatever. I forgot the three factors already. I'm very forgetful. But let's talk about who makes them. So basically, there are reborn artists like myself that will make and sell them either for them, they will either make them for their collection or make and sell them. I sell them and I make some for my collection. I've made this baby. I really do enjoy other artists' work as well, just because it kind of exposes me to different, painting techniques and all that. But yeah, I've made this baby right here. She's my first doll, if I haven't already mentioned. My first reborn that I made, and like my first real reborn, because I have like fake reborns. Well, not fake, but there's like kind of factory painted dolls called Ashton Drakes and Paradise Gallery babies. So yeah, but yeah, so there are reborn artists and there are also silicone artists. In terms of making silicone dolls, then there's a lot you have to know, because it's very expensive to make silicone dolls. The kits, like unpainted, cost around $1,000, if not more, or less. I mean, it depends on if the kit is full body, or if the kit comes like, a vinyl kit where there's limbs. So yeah. But sometimes vinyl babies could also be full body. So just because it's full body doesn't necessarily mean that they are silicone. You have to check like the details. But anyways. So yeah, and the silicone paints cost a lot. It is expensive to make reborns as well. Don't like vinyl reborns as well, so don't get me wrong. But it's a lot more expensive to make silicones. So that's why I stick to making vinyl babies, and it's just a lot harder to make silicones from what I've heard. So yeah. And there are also sculptors. Now you're like, what do sculptors have to do with any of this? So, in order to have a kit, a baby that's unpainted, there needs to be a clay sculpt of it. So basically, sculptors that sculpt specifically like reborn babies, they will sculpt them out of clay, send them to like a factory or something, and then they will make a mold and either make silicones out of it, or vinyls. Vinyl babies are a lot more common. Normally they will produce, I believe of this specific kit, Joanna, which is the sculptor of this kit, made like 2 or 3 silicones of this kit, if not like 1 silicone, but there was 2,800 vinyl babies. So yeah, this kit was limited edition. Not all kits are limited edition, some of them are just open edition, but she in particular is a limited edition baby that sold out about a year ago. So I'm very thankful that I got my hands on her. Her kit was, I'll tell you the price just in case you guys are curious as to how much they cost. On average, they cost around $100 for a vinyl kit, unpainted, plus the paints, plus the cloth bodies, which can be like, I don't know, $15, which isn't really a big cost, but I mean, it adds up once you, like, depending on like the different cloth bodies that you buy, and then like just different supplies, like the weighting material and just all of that. Like, it's not cheap to make them, especially if you're using the heat set paints. And then I'm also going to talk about why people collect them. This video is kind of all over the place, but it's really me just explaining. I'm trying to explain to the best of my abilities, but I'm going to talk about who collects these babies, because this is a very controversial topic in my opinion. But first I want to start off with the reason why I collect them. I collect them because I just think that the art form, or what's the word, the artistic form, or the artistic side of it is just phenomenal, and I think it's just so awesome. And so I collect these dolls just because I like the collection aspect of it, and I just think that they're just super sweet and cute to look at, and they're just really relaxing. If you hold it, it feels like a real baby, so it's just very calming. It's got a calming effect. However, there are some collectors that collect them strictly because they have mental health issues, not issues, I'm not going to say that because that sounds a bit harsh, but they have mental health reasons for their collection. They help with some people's, if some people have Alzheimer's and they have them because I guess it's just calming, I don't know. But there are also some people that struggle with like depression or anxiety, and they find that these dolls help them with that because they have that calming aspect to them. So I think that that's something that people think. Like, I feel like outsiders, well, outsiders, but people that don't collect these dolls and are not informed, I feel like people think that all reborn collectors have some sort of mental health problem, or not problem, but you know what I mean. Because, like, obviously, like, why would we collect a doll? They think that we're insane or whatever. Like, they're like, why do we have a collection of baby dolls? Like, if we're, obviously older than what I guess is society's acceptable age for playing with dolls. But there are a lot of children in this hobby, like young children as well, which I think is cool because there's just a really wide age range of collectors. You can have people that are 6 all the way to 60 and older. Like, it's really cool how there's just so much diversity in this community. And what else did I want to touch on? I touched on what a reborn doll is, like a huggable piece of art, how they are made, who makes them, and who collects them. So I'm just going to wrap up this video because I think it is getting quite long already for a little discussion. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this informed some of you that maybe are just kind of either planning on coming into the community or just that kind of that kind of reasoning. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for a lot more. Please like and subscribe if you want. I mean, up to you, but I'd appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.